But Oracle NetSuite will come in and say, we've got suite success. We can roll out the system in 90 days. That's sort of their MO. And they probably can implement technology in 90 days, but your ability to change and train your people and change your processes and get operational and functioning on that technology typically is going to take a lot more than 90 days. So what advice do you guys have for organizations in terms of managing expectations and just making sure they're realistic about the time and cost and complexity and risk and all that stuff that they're taking on with these sorts of projects?
Jordy, well, I'll let you jump in on that one first.
Yeah. Okay. I would just say the first piece would be understanding that you don't know what you don't know. So going into one of these implementations, you obviously want to be able to implement as fast as possible, but really starting with that phase 0 and making sure that you lay the proper groundwork to set up that implementation for success is very vital. And oftentimes it's you can refer to this as going slow to go fast. So you really want to make sure that you build that foundation at first, making sure that you're really documenting these processes, whether they're the current state or moving forward into the future state processes, making sure that you have those mapped out in a well-defined manner. And then also looking at your resourcing. I know we've already touched on this a couple of times, but when you're working in the SMB space, resourcing can be a challenge. So oftentimes these really short timelines demand high volume or lots of hours per day going towards the project. So trying to juggle all these different pieces can be a challenge. And that's where we really bring in that level setting expectation to really understand what can the organization take on, and looking at the change management, the training side of things as well. What can we absorb in this amount of time to make sure that once we go live, we're actually reaching that full ROI. We're making sure that we're using the software correctly and how we plan and how we set out to use it. So expectation setting really kind of is overarching throughout all these different aspects, and it's really important.
Yeah, good point. What would you add to that, Nate?
I think the biggest thing to add to that, and Jordy hinted on it, is you can. I always say that you have you have a defined set of tasks that you need to complete for an implementation. Some we've had clients that have had sort of that burning platform, for lack of a better phrase, that they need to get a system implemented quickly. So that's those rapid implementations, the suite success. That's what those, I think, are very good at, is that you need to get off of QuickBooks, or you have an owner that has given you a deadline that you need to meet. But what we always tell our clients is that with those quick implementations, you're really shifting a lot of the work to the back end. So you're shifting a lot of the effort to post go live. So you might get that bare bones system now, but you're really then shifting everything to trying to go through and fix everything or configure everything afterwards. So slow to go fast is a great way to put it, that Jordy mentioned earlier, and that is sitting down and really actually coming up with your requirements and getting a good understanding of where you are. I always say that when you do that, you're able to move a lot faster once you've hit that mark. So again, kind of getting your shoes tied and getting ready, and then you can take off for the sprint versus trying to get everything moving while you're running down the trail.
Yeah. And again, getting back to the resource thing, I mean, most small and mid-market companies don't have a lot of bench time, people just sitting around waiting for that next big ERP project to take on. So that makes it even more challenging, because they're typically even leaner than a big company when you've got a smaller, high growth company.